Okay, it was a great example you brought up, Cory. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, there's always been. I grew up and there was a lot of PSA comic books like Spider-Man talking about don't smoke and
Yeah,
stuff like that,
yeah,
or don't do
yeah,
drugs and things like
exactly.
that. So we've had that. So that's always been there. But again, that was kind of geared more towards kids, whereas the stuff Eisner was doing was geared towards soldiers, which adults. I mean, if you're going to fight in a war, then
Yeah, that's right.
you're an
Hmm.
adult at that point. So I mean, so I think it's more. I think that's definitely something, and I'm so glad that Cory brought that up, because I mean, I was aware of that, but for some reason I didn't kind of put two and two together on that, because I think, and one of the reasons why we were talking about this and how it relates to our audience is that so many times I think as comic creators we have this kind of narrow view of what comics is or what it can be, and it's always like, oh, how do I get a job at Marvel or these other companies, when in fact there's other opportunities out there, many of them more profitable than working at a Marvel or DC, or working for a Marvel or DC. But it's not, maybe not as glamorous from the outset, like you're doing educational comics, but as you can see, I mean, this, I would hold this up against like any, the artwork against any kind of Marvel or DC style. I mean, the artwork, everything, I mean, this is top-notch stuff. So you can create your own opportunities. I mean, there's plenty of people out there that can use a comic book for whatever message they're trying to get out. So I as far as our audience, I just want to put that out there. So don't limit yourself to just like, oh, comics is just this one thing. There's many opportunities out there. Sometimes you have to create those, and that's kind of what Gary and I are trying to do, is
Well,
create.
it's an interesting thing though, because like if you think about the gifts that people have, none of us have everything. So you have to hang out and align with people who have, kind of complementary skills. So for your audience who are creators, and storytellers and have those, gifts and skills, you might have to, not have to, it'd be a good idea to seek out someone who's a little more oriented towards being able to market it, or to be a salesperson, for the concepts that you're doing, because I have not met anyone, anyways, who can do everything. Plus, there are only so many hours in the day. So, when smart people get together, good things happen, And so I think that's a tangible piece of advice that I'm following by hanging out with you guys. Even
Yeah.
though we've done our own comics, they're not as good, and as what we can co-create together.